What's up, everyone? It's your boy Infrar-Ed. Welcome to the Scout Reports. Today I bring you an anime review of Kiznaiver, episode 11. Man, I don't know where to start with this episode, but besides saying it was just another powerful episode, hitting you right in the gut with a sledgehammer of feels as we get deeper and deeper, and now everything is revealed as far as the past with Sonozaki as well as with Katsuhira, as we should just call this episode Development. That should just be the title of this episode, Development, as we saw something built upon with these two characters getting right to the nucleus of what they're about and what they've been through, and also catching up with the rest of the characters as well and seeing how not being in the Kizuna system is affecting them overall. So our episode starts out, with Sonozaki going back to her past when she was a kid, and she was always lonely. That was until she got into the Kizuna system, until she met Katsuhira and the rest of the kids, and just being in that experiment, it made her happy. It brought happiness to them. Even having all of that pain connected, it brought like a type of care and a type of feeling to her that she always wanted to keep in her heart, to the point that even back when she jumped, and we seen Katsuhira seeing her, which we found out wasn't a dream, which was real, seeing her jump from that beam that she was jumping from back then, and when she was about to do it last week, this was all for her so she can get that feeling back that she had of having feelings, of having emotions, and having that care for people that she was missing and that was being dumbed down because of the drugs and everything. I mean, it was just powerful just for people to want to have this interaction, to want this feeling, to feel human. And that's what we get in this episode from both Nori and Katsuhira. That was the focus, is just finally seeing through their eyes, seeing through the glasses that they see through, of being two people who can't feel anything in a world that is dominated by feelings and emotions. And we get back to Katsuhira, who's still with Nico and Imoro, as they're on the train talking to the counselor lady. And I still don't know her name. I know they say it, but I always forget what it is, so I just call her counselor lady. After he's seen his friends or the people that were in the experiment with him in that vegetative doll-like state with the white hair, because even when he was a kid, he had regular hair, and then just going through all that pain and stress that they went through with these experiments turned their hair white, which explains why his hair was white at the beginning of the series. He says, even though I don't remember them individually, I do remember that feeling of being close to them and them being my friends. And I want to remember who they are. I want to remember everything about them. I want to remember their names. I want to know their likes, dislikes. I want to get know these people as the friends that they were to me, as the people that they were. And he asks, can he come back to see them? And, of course, the counselor, she says, of course, you can come back and see them anytime. Another part of the episode that we get into is seeing the rest of the Kiznaivers, or the former Kiznaivers, as the system is no longer valid. We see Nico still trying to lead the charge of trying to bring everybody back together, even though they're not in the system anymore, as everything that was going on with her and Katsuhira and everybody at the train and seeing Nori and finding out about the kids, she's texting all that back, hoping somebody will respond to her to get some type of result. And these three, it was Nico, Katsuhira, and Imoro, they decided to be friends, and they're going to try to get everybody back friends again as well, starting with Nico's plans to just trying to tell everybody what they're going through and just hope that by doing this somebody will respond. And just like I was explaining, is here where we get more of a breakdown with Katsuhira, with that want to have a connection not only with the people that he was in the Kizuna system with, but the people that he was in the current system with, even though they don't have feelings and they never really resonated with him because he was always part of Sonozaki in that plan. He still wants to go through the same things that they went through as friends. And we catch up with everybody else, and we see that they went back to their regular lives. Tenga, he's back to his life and, just being the mad dog and doing what he does, but he still has that longing of wanting to be connected. Yuda's back to being the ladies' man, but he's bored with that life because he has so much fun with everybody else. We see Maki, and she even begins to wonder what she looked like smiling, because she was in the saddened state that she was in so long that she forgot what it felt like to truly experience happiness. And that's what she did. That's what the system brought to her, even with her trying to deny it, she did, at least briefly, was able to find the feeling within herself and let go of the past just by being in that Kasuna system. And it affected everybody in so many ways. And for it to end the way it did really was tragic. One thing that I was a little bit sick of, I'm sick of feeling sorry for Chidori. I'm just completely sick of the character as she's still boo-hooing and oh-humming about, Katsuhira not feeling for her and how he felt for Sonozaki. But Katsuhira steps up in this episode. He actually calls her and attempts to explain what was going on. He's like, look, I was connected to Nori. I didn't have feelings and all that because of what went on with me, but now that I've been through this with you guys, I understand the hurt and pain that you went through, to have to feel my pain, to feel everybody else's pain, and to try to get something in within me. And I'm sorry that I wasn't able to feel for you what I've always felt or what I wanted to feel. I'm sorry that you didn't get the response that you want, but I want to at least explain to you my side of things and why I couldn't feel that way. And I hope that one day things will mull over with you. And he just pretty much just apologized to her for being the way that he was to her. She breaks down and cries, and then we also get a little bit of insight with what's going on with her and Tenga, as well as Tenga actually stepped to her and said, you know what? I got feelings for you, so if you're gonna reject me, just go ahead and reject me. He's saying it in a way like, don't string me along, don't break my heart, just reject me, even though she refused to do so by saying, what good would that do? As she got the message from Katsuhira and as she got done talking to him and thought about it, she actually acknowledged within herself how selfish she was being by at least not acknowledging Tenga and expressing her feelings to him, or how she felt. She, in a sense, or not even in a sense, she pretty much did to Tenga what Katsuhira was doing to her. And now that she realizes that, she breaks down and cries as well, as it looks like she's finally at least beginning to get out of that slump. I think it's too late to make her likable, but at least now she understands where Katsuhira was coming from. She understands where Tenga was coming from. Katsu couldn't feel anything for her because he just wasn't allowed to, because he was just so connected to Sonozaki that it ruined how he would feel, period. It didn't have anything to do with her. He just couldn't. But for him to actually come out and explain that to her and say that he's sorry, it was just such a big move and such a big line of development for this character that was just so robotic, so cardboard when we met him, to now being one of the most emotional characters in the entire series. I mean, it still breaks me up how he was breaking down and crying when he saw the older kids in the system last episode. I mean, I can't praise this episode enough. I can't praise this series enough, as it is a personal favorite. And as I've said before, it's not the best, but it's definitely something I recommend you watch. And of course, if you're watching his reviews, you've seen it already, but it's something I would recommend to people to watch, as it's just a nice drama. It's a nice slice of life type anime that people can just kick back and watch. They even show the two bullies who were recently in the system. Even they were breaking down and they want that longing or feeling that they had with each other. But the biggest part of the episode had to come from Hisomi, or Moro, when he was talking to Katsuhira and basically broke down that the feelings that he had for everybody else, because he was feeling something when everybody was going through the trials, and so was everybody else. The big bombshell here was, he says that Katsuhira actually really did feel something for everyone. It wasn't a system that gave him these feelings, as everybody became bonded, and the things that they were feeling were their true feelings for each other. They really did become friends. So that was huge there, because it was his longing to want to feel emotion, want to feel pain again, that made a breakthrough within Katsuhira and not the Kizuna system itself. And that was the last person that I would expect to drop that type of knowledge on the character. And with that being said, Katsuhira decides to go to the school, as he's going to gather everybody together and have a talk with them. Meanwhile, with Sonozaki, as you know, the mayor is cutting down the Kizuna system, but she needs this system in order for her to feel whole again, as she's going to do whatever she can to keep it going. And we even get a heart-to-heart with Yamada and the counselor lady, as they're talking to each other by saying, when we took on this experiment, we were young. We didn't understand what these kids were going through. We can't imagine what they're going through now, but we need to make up for it, not only for Nori, but for these kids as well, as we even get closure with these two characters. I mean, it was just a fantastic episode. I can rant on and on all day about how good this episode was. So Katsuhira gets everybody into the school, and he breaks down to everybody else just what Imura was saying to him, that, you know, think about it. Even though we were connected to this system, it was our feelings for each other and us actually really being friends that shine everything through. Think about, like, what he used for example was when they got attacked by those mascots. Everybody had each other's backs, not because of the system and the feeling of pain, because they actually cared about each other and wanted to help each other, and they wanted to help rescue Chidori. I mean, everything that they were doing, or at least a majority of everything they were doing in the Kizuna system, was because they were really friends. So that was big as well. I mean, just look at the development that everybody took, as friendship wins. In the end, friendship wins. That was pretty much the moral of the story, is they put all of these people through this experiment, but they really did feel something. They really did give a shit about each other, and that was the winning factor. However, in an unexpected turn of events, we see Sonozaki talking to the kids that survived the experiment or did make it through the experiment. You know, the ones that Katsuhira went to go see in the doll state. And she wants the best for them as well. She wants them to get everything back just like Katsuhira did. And one of the kids actually did say her name, which was shocking because they had no emotional response or anything. They were like robotic. Seeing that refreshed her resolve to want to keep the Kizuna system going, as Sonozaki goes to a ledge like at the top of the universe, not the universe, what am I thinking? It might as well be in the universe. Who knows what Studio Trigger? She goes to a ledge at the top of the building, and now you can hear her over the intercom as everybody's wondering what she's doing, as she's giving out her feelings. Because you remember at first, everybody had to confess something about themselves to pass the first test. So she is doing this herself now, but she's doing it to the entire city, as we see those little mascots marching. And pretty much the speech that she's explaining is she's going to move forward with this Kizuna system, whether the mayor wants to or not. But she wants the entire world to have connected pain. Wow, I don't know where we can go from here. Even though I do feel it's a little bit too late to have like a type of a villainous type of thing going, because it looks like she's about to try to do this with martial law, with the Iron Fist, and I'm pretty sure they're going to talk her out of it. But it feels like this just came out of nowhere. It feels like once the Kizuna system was ended, it's like they kind of forgot about the overarching plot of trying to achieve this overall world peace. And it looks like Sonozaki's about to try to do it anyway. Now, I'm not sure if it's 13 episodes or this is 12. If it's 12, next episode is going to be the finale, so we'll just have to see where it ends there. And on that note, I'm going to go ahead and end the review. Again, it was just a really good episode, really feels heavy episode. The Studio Trigger knocks it out of the park again once more. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Thank you guys for joining me. If you liked the video, go ahead and drop it a like. And if you want to hear more, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, as I bring you guys content almost daily right now. And as I always say, you guys can be anywhere on YouTube right now, but you chose to listen to me. And I really appreciate that. So thank you guys for stopping by. Be sure to join me tomorrow as I review ReZero, as well as give you a live reaction to Boku no Hero Academia episode 12. It's your boy Infrar-Ed signing out. See you soon.